Hey guys, guess what we have?
It's a weaver finch's nest.
A weaver nest. These are the coolest, but also the most annoying birds in South Africa. Because they make this really loud noise. Constantly. When you're trying to sleep. But they're pretty.
I like them. I think it's cool. It's a natural alarm clock. I like waking up to them.
Well, if Lynn didn't like loud, annoying chirping, we would never have gotten married. So anyway, hey, besides these cool weavers,
No good way to answer.
we saw hippos that live really close to where the weavers live, and they're awesome, a family of them.
Got jaws the size of trucks, they'll chomp you right in half.
They'll chomp you right in half. Don't want to run into at night while you're walking around here, but while they're swimming in their little hidey hole pond, they love it. There's a bird feather. Anyway, one of them yawned. I don't know if it was the big mommy or daddy or the baby, but anyway, the yawn was pretty awesome. I got that
was
on
the bull.
video. I read that hippos and crocs tie for the most human kills by wildlife in South Africa. The crocs don't leave any evidence behind, so nobody really knows exactly which one wins the Oscar.
Well, a lot of that it has to do with too is just it's obviously human wildlife interaction, and so because of those two and the fact that their proximity to water.
And people go to the water sources a lot.
Yeah, so if you go down to the water's edge, a hippo will charge you. And if you somehow, if the hippo's out of the water, which they like to do as well, if they're out of the water, I mean, they'll walk right down the middle of roads or whatever, but if you get in between them and their pond, or as they call them,
Their safe
dams,
space
it's their safe space.
in
yeah.
Seattle, where we're from.
They will charge you and run over you to get to that.
Yeah,
So
it's a trigger for them.
Trigger.
They're triggered. Yeah, they need their
hippos.
safe
That's what we
space.
should call this video. Triggered hippos.
It does kind of remind me of that game, though. I can see how they got that Hungry Hungry Hippo game where you, like, bash them over the head, because they do just, like, pop up and pop down and pop up and pop down.
It's a lever. You're not bashing.
Whatever.
This is painting a really bad picture. You're not bashing hippos over the head. I think you're mixing that with the Chuck E. Cheese game with the weasels.
Maybe. Anyway.
The whack-a-mole. That's it, the whack-a-mole.
Maybe we should just invent the two together, because obviously I'm onto something here.
I don't know.
So, I think one of the coolest things that we did, and you can agree or not agree, was when we went on a game drive looking for the elephants out here, just to keep an eye on them, make sure they're all here. And we're parked, cars off, engines not running. The elephants come out of... See, hear that? You hear that?
That's a finch.
It's a finch. It's not a weaver, I don't think. But
It's
anyway.
a weaver finch.
Oh, so maybe it is the same one. Anyway, they're loud. But, so we're parked, and the elephants come out of the bush. Huge females and males with the cutest babies I have ever seen. And elephants are cool because they're matriarchal, or they have, right? Is that how it works?
Yeah, it's the mother. So she pretty much rules the roost. I mean, you'll have the bulls, and the bulls can be aggressive, but that's because they're just guys. But the mother is pretty much, she calls the shots, and that was the cool part, what you were talking about, where we happened to be. All the Ellies were sitting there stacked up, and they all stay very close together. They move in herds. Some of the younger ones are kind of coming up to the edge of the road, and they're looking at us, and we're looking at them, and they're looking at us, and they're kind of waiting across, and then all of a sudden Big Mama comes. And as soon as she crossed the road, then everybody followed in tow.
Yeah, and she keeps an eye out until they all get past, basically, to make sure that the danger that she's spotting is not coming after anyone. It's really neat to see.
Yeah, you'll see that, where they'll turn and face you.
Yeah, and make sure you're not coming after her until everybody passes by. But then we're parked at another spot, and they come out of the bush again, and first off, we see this really cute moment where the baby elephant rolled in the dirt, which was awesome. He just or she, I think. It was
I think it was a cow, yeah.
It was a cold day, and they were telling us that the heat from the soil they like. So this little baby elephant's just passed out in the dirt, and then kind of wakes up like, oh wait, I gotta go with my family.
Yeah.
So then, who was it that came up to the truck? It was the matriarch? It was a female.
No, it was another female.
She just walked.
She had just calved, So
Okay. She walked right up to
yeah,
our
she was curious.
car. And you could hear Warren going, "Hi, my girl. Hi, my girl.
Hello, my girl.
Hi, my girl." And I was like, holy. But she didn't come after us. Like, we just stayed quiet. We respected the distance. We didn't make any fast movements, no loud noises. And she just kind of checked us out and walked
She
away.
moved on. Yeah.
Because I mean, when they first had their first 2 babies, it was literally the next day. The babies were days old, and the mothers brought them right next to the vehicle. So it sort of showed me that they're not concerned at all about us.
We
The
were
bull-
so close.
The bull is a little different, so they'll get aggressive, and so he kind of flapped his ears out. And those are some indicators. Like once you get to spend some time with these animals, obviously every animal is different, but generally speaking, there are certain indicators that you can tell if the animal is, if you better vacate the area, or if they're getting a little too close, or if things are going to be kind of fine. You got to kind of feel it out. The biggest thing you'll see is they will throw their ears out, makes themselves look larger. It's a dominance thing. It's kind of like when guys put their hands on their hips, or when they sit in the chair and do this. It's the same kind of thing. They're making themselves appear larger, and it's basically kind of the first step of them like, hey, what's going on? You'll also see something where they'll pick their nose out, they'll stick it straight out, and they're trying to smell you. So they're trying to pick up your scent. That's one of the main ways that they figure each other out. You'll see where they will smell the dung on the ground, and they can tell who's who in the zoo, no pun intended,
Yeah.
but based on the smell of the dung in the ground. It's kind of like when 2 dogs sniff each other's butt. Same kind of principle there. But the one thing to look at is if they're eating, and even though they're throwing some of those elephant gang signs, so to speak, but they're still eating, then chances are they're just kind of feeling it out, throwing it out. They will do things like mock charges.
To give you a warning.
Yeah, to kind of just say, hey, back off a little bit, but
Yeah.
they don't really want to. For them, it's all about efficiency, too. Like, they everything in their life is about efficiency and, thinking about where their next meal is and
Yeah.
protecting the herd.
Yeah, unlike humans, wildlife don't really have like evil vendettas against each other. It's
They
just if you
4 Fs.
somehow, get in the way of their 4 Fs.
Feed, fight, fornicate, or flee.
So if you don't get too close to them, they're not going to spend the calories on getting rid of you. They just have no care for that, which is awesome because we went running the other day and actually we ran right past 3 rhino. And they kind of ran along with us, which was an incredible experience. Did not have any camera with me, so I can't show you that. But they were the same 3 rhino that have come to the house after dinner like several times this week, and they just eat like cows on the lawn. And we're just like, what? This is crazy. Right on the veranda. Like,
Well,
hey, rhino.
White rhinos are ruminators, so they like the grass that's on the ground. And you'll see their mouth is a different shape than a black rhino. So a white rhino is kind of flat and long, like a cow. Whereas a black rhino, they have more of a pointed mouth. I think they even call it a beak sometimes, but it's more like a horse. So the black rhino eat things that are like knee high to waist high up, that kind of brush and bush and things like that. So they like the black rhino typically like the deeper bush, and the white rhino like the grass. So they come over here because it's a lot of really nice grass.
Nice
and it's
grass,
sweet,
yeah.
And they like it. So.
You know who else likes grass? The weavers.
finch.
The weaver finch, our new favorite bird.
It's a neat kind of nest that they build.
It
So
is.
they build the nest and they actually come up through the bottom here and sit in it. And we
Yeah.
found an interesting thing
See?
out today
See?
that I think it's the female weaver.
Oh, yeah, the female.
You want to talk about that one?
Yeah, if she decides she puts the nest together and she doesn't like the way it looks, she just busts it out of the tree. She just starts over.
Destroys it.
Yep, destroys it. And I said that she sounds like a lot of women in America that I know, maybe myself. I don't know.
Interesting.
So, all right.
Wrecking house.
Well-
it is a pretty amazing thing when you see that how it's woven, because it
Yeah.
looks like somebody actually wove it by hand.
Like a
That's
basket weaver, which is where I guess they get their name. It's going to be out of
probably
focus.
gonna be. You get the idea.
Anyway, so that's it for today. Subscribe, hit the bell. See you next time, guys.
There. Yep.
Chop chop, as they say here.
Chop chop.
Chop chop.